Well, hello there. My name is Jay with CompuMatter and Server Matter, and I don't know if anybody else is running into the same problem, but my guess is they are, and if so, they may be having the same difficulty with trying to, once you've created a template from a ProxMox server, if that template involves a server that has multiple drives, cloning it to a new virtual machine is a total fail. At least that's been my experience. So here we have a template that I created from a working server after freshly installing Ubuntu. One perhaps interesting side note is I have created ZFS on my entire environment. So that's a RAID Z ZFS. This OneDrive is not, but we're using ZFS from ProxMox on my underlying system, but that's a whole nother matter. But inside I have an array of 6 drives that are ZFS based as well. And they're not pass-through drives, they're actually kind of fake drives. It was a trial system. I want to use ZFS more regularly, so I've created these drives to kind of get more familiar with that process. But that's another story. The bottom line is they are multiple drives as far as the system is concerned, and cloning it eventually ran out of I/O space, and you couldn't do much of anything while that cloning was taking place, and it was going on for a half hour. I couldn't see any progress, so I dug in and dug in and dug in, and this is the solution I came up with. With the aid of ChatGPT and my own knowledge, I created this bash script, and here we identify the ID of the template environment, the ID that we want to create, which is just the normal natural succession, although we could pick any number we want as long as it's not taken, what we want to call the new VM, and what target node this should be created within. And the target node is identified right here underneath the data center title. And here we run a command line version of the clone that you might normally do on the GUI. And the reason I wanted to do it, I needed to do it on the command line, is because I wanted to control the bandwidth limit. One of the things that I kept running into is no I/O, and it would just use the maximum I/O that the system had and bring everything else to a crawl, every other machine, ProxMox environment itself. And so I had to control that. That number may or may not be optimal for you. You may want to go higher than that. But that's the number that I've chosen, and at that it took a very long time. And this here provides some output to the screen, where normally clones, you don't have any output. You just wait and wait and wait and wait, and unfortunately sometimes you get the impression that it's broken, so you cancel and you start over. We've got some other error checking in the process, and we echo to the screen some different things that are happening along the line, including a clone process completed. Now this is what that looked like for me. Starting clone process, full clone of, and then it gives you the drive that it's about to clone, and and then starts down the process, 10 gigs, 20 gigs, 30 gigs, and so on. Gives you a percentage marker of each and every drive as it's working through the full clone. And in this case, I've got, I think, a total of 7 drives. And at the end, it just says done. Doesn't give me a lot of information there. Perhaps I can clean up on that. But the fact is, that took me probably 12 hours. I ran the script and walked away from it. But it didn't freeze the system. It didn't cause other VMs to run slowly because the I/O was contained at a reasonable number. I don't like to wait that long for a VM to spin up. It kind of defeats the in 12 hours, there's a lot you could do, including completely uninstall Ubuntu and a variety of other things. But I wouldn't be able to recreate my ZFS environment and a lot of the things that I did do effortlessly. So that did allow me to run that script, walk away, do other things with my day, and when it was over, it was done. This is the 104 is what it created, and if I look at the console, let me get myself out of the loop here. We can see that we have an operating system booted up and working. And I took a look around. We take a look at Z pool status. We can see everything's there. So it kept the same ID numbers of the drives. It cloned it. It worked perfectly. That's my solution. I'll put a link to the script at the bottom of the video, and hopefully that'll be of value to you. If you would like to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe, or at the very least like if you like the video, and thanks for taking the time for watching. Bye-bye.